Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Raza, and today we're gonna build upon the serve that we spoke about in the last video, and I'm gonna teach you how to actually use your serve to disrupt your opponents. You ready? Let's go. If you recall from the last video, we spoke about serving specifically in that video from the right service box to the left service box, and we spoke about the standard lob serve, and we spoke about the backhand serve. The goal, again, was to hit the sidewall perpendicular to your opponent. So now, as you can see here, I've put a pair of shoes just to simulate where your opponent might be standing to give you a good understanding of your target on the sidewall. What you want to do is you want to do a couple of things. Number one, I would encourage you to create a service routine. So what does a service routine look like? It looks like the following. You start off at the service box, regardless of which way you're serving. If you're serving from the forehand or you're serving a backhand serve, you always want to do something to ground yourself first. So you might bounce the ball a certain number of times. You might have a little pattern that you execute over here. After you have this pattern, you always want to look and see where your opponent is, because if your opponent is standing where the shoes currently are, your target will be very different compared to if your opponent is standing there, or if your opponent is standing up here. Your opponent's position will also tell you a little bit about how aggressively their mindset is, or how aggressive their mindset is, how aggressively they're playing, or if they're further back and they're hanging deep, it might tell you that they're a little bit more passive and they're maybe further out of position. So these subtle little cues give you a lot of information about how you can potentially continue with the rally and how you might want to structure it. So like I said, routine, observe, look at your target, and then execute. So that's step one. Step two is going to be, after the routine, is how can I disrupt my opponent? So we spoke about the perpendicular target. Today I'm going to talk about one more target. So check it out. Regardless of whether I'm serving a forehand or a backhand, I'm going to do my best to actually aim for the shoe. Why will I do that? Squash is about patterns, as you've heard me probably say in many, many videos. Squash is about patterns, so if I'm consistently hitting that side wall perpendicular to my opponent, I have now created that expectation in their mind. So what I want to do now is break that expectation. But I want to make sure I break that expectation with the same swing and same setup. So let's say hypothetically, I come this way and every time I'm serving, hitting that side wall perpendicular to my opponent, like so. That was actually a bit short, but you get the idea. If I'm hitting my serve like that, and then all of a sudden when I go for the body line serve, I go like this and I whack it, I've now given my opponent a very, very clear cue that I'm about to change up my serve so they can mentally prepare for it. So what you must do is maintain the same action and then vary your serve targets. Let me show you what that would look like. So again, I have my routine. I'm going to observe my opponent. I look in my target and I'm going to put in the standard serve. There we go. I got the ball dropping into the back of the court. It hit the sidewall perpendicular to my opponent, dropped down, faded into the back. Perfect. Now, I gather the ball. My next serve, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Same routine. Observe my opponent. In this case, I'm actually not looking at the sidewall. My target is my opponent, but I might pretend to look there. And then I'm going to step in. And now I'm going to serve body line. And as you notice, the ball is coming back. The ball went right over the right shoe. And that's actually exactly where I want it to go. Because if my opponent is standing here, I want the ball to go on their inside hip, not too far over, and not on their left side. Because if it's on their left side, it's easy for them to open up and play the backhand drop, assuming they're a right-handed player. And if it's too far over on the right, it's easy for them to put the forehand. But when it comes on their right hip, it puts them in this weird position, and then they're unsure about which way they want to turn. So that's how you would adjust your target to disrupt your opponent. And then when you're thinking about your target, you can go for, if you play any cricket, you can go for a beamer, where you're basically hitting the ball closer to their waist, and then you're trying to get the second bounce in the back wall floor nick. Or you could do something like James Willstrop used to do, which is hit a softer ball that comes closer to their feet, and then they're gonna see it at their feet and they're gonna kind of let the ball go. And then by the time you hit it softly enough so that the second bounce then ends up in that back nick. So this is one example of disruption, but the routine that you leverage is extremely critical. There are many other ways of disrupting using your serve with different targets, and then you can combine patterns of play and so on and so forth. If you want to learn more about that, feel free to put a comment below or reach out to me directly. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this. Put this into practice, and if you can use it at the right time and you can execute effectively, I guarantee you, you're going to win your point the first time you try this variation. And if you don't, you're definitely going to force a weak return from your opponent. Take care, drop a comment below, like the video if you do in fact like it, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye.